And you had just mentioned that same situation of, you started first tournament was 80 people. I mean, how did you start that? So where did that idea come from? How did that idea come into fruition?
Well, at the time, Naga had been coming here, and Naga did a really bad job. So other people were like, we need something else besides Naga, and Naga actually was killing it, but they just at that time, and maybe still, I don't know, I haven't been to Naga in years. But they charged a crazy amount of money, and the experience was really bad. They booked a really tiny gym. They jammed everyone in there. People were there till like midnight. And our goal was to create a legitimate tournament with single elimination brackets, but you compete in two divisions for very cheap, where you come in, you compete hard, and you leave, and you're out by like 4 or 5 p.m. You know what I mean? Competing two divisions. And we would, even when we got to, like I said, 800-ish people, we were still able to do that. And the biggest way that we were able to do that is each time we were like, I don't know if tournaments at that time were really paying cash, but we were paying cash. So we had pro divisions. Even in our first tournament, the one with 80 people, we did a 4-man like cash paying. I think it was maybe like $400 or something like that. But, we were all charging $40 for regular people to compete in two divisions, and after renting everything and I think back then we had a lot of favors though too. So a lot of people were reffing for free and stuff like that. But then we realized to make it more professional and make people accountable, you have to put money in it. Like people aren't accountable if you don't give them money. You know what I mean? I learned that. So like I don't use volunteers for anything anymore. Like
Right.
anything. If you're working for me, you're getting paid, and then you're accountable to that payment, right? So I think that was the big thing is as we started paying the athletes, so we were getting good people to come out, and we would get people to be in those divisions that obviously had big schools. So the idea was like, we know that so-and-so is coming with 50 people. We know that so-and-so is coming with 30. I would make sure to call, personally invite, and bring all these schools together to compete. And that's something I did all the way up till our last one. Even me personally would call these gym owners and be like, hey man, this is what we're doing. Are you going to make it out? Personally invite them. You know what I mean? And I think those types of things go a long way too.
Yeah. That level of service and relationship building, and, I guess traditionally you would call that business development. I mean, that's something that pays dividends always.
Yeah, and I respect these people, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, for me to just expect that they're going to show up, like, number one, that's dumb business. Like, I need to know that the event I'm going to be putting on has people that are going to come. So, like, every once in a while, I'd be like, I know, let's say the top 5 schools that bring the most people. This is the date I'm going to choose. I would reach out to them and be like, hey, does this date work for you guys? Does this date work for you guys? And if, 4 of the 5 were cool, I would probably run it. Ideally I'd want 5 of the 5, but if 3 of them were like, yeah, we have other shit going on, I'd be like, maybe I'll look at another date, So, it was doing a lot of pre-work, them picking a date and then owning that date and then just marketing the hell out of it. And there's so many ways to market stuff. You know what I mean? And in this day, everyone's so caught up in the same exact ways to do marketing, which is fine. I mean, PPC and social and all that stuff works. Don't get me wrong. But there's still, a lot of traditional ways that have been abandoned by other people that work. And even those calls that I make, that's marketing. You could say it's sales at the same time, but literally that's part of it, like that personal touch. Could I have just made a Facebook event and invited them? Sure. And of course we did that too. But like, we're going to touch these people as much as possible without annoying them. And that's why that contact with that individual touch, especially on the phone, which I know people avoid the phone now too. So like, we'll text people and shit nowadays. But a communication to me isn't me sending a message to someone. A communication is when they respond to it, right?